and welcome to episode 155 of Green Herb Gaming. It is snowing outside. I am inside, sitting beside a nice warm cozy fire, about to play some Resident Evil 7, Not a Hero. I've titled the video The Resurrection of Umbrella, because for anybody who doesn't know by now, the Umbrella Corporation are well and truly back in the Resident Evil series, as you will see the Not a Hero DLC. Now, I've already completed Not a Hero, so this is my second playthrough. I love the fact that the Umbrella Corporation are back. Oh, we got a comment. Just checking my comment. What's the crack, Galaxy Gaming? Thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying your snow day, or snow days. So thank you very much for checking out this episode of Green Herb Gaming, Galaxy Gaming. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate the like as well. So this is my second playthrough of Not a Hero. Go with a new game. Operation Lurking Fear. Chris Redfield is a high-profile BSAA member who has resolved many bioterrorism crises over his lengthy career. Now, the new Umbrella reborn as a blah blah blah. Didn't have time to read that.
Is it ready? Can we begin? I can't help it, man. We've got work to do.
That right there is the crazy Lucas Baker.
Chris, did we lose him?
No. Ethan Winters has been secured. He's alive and well considering.
And Lucas Baker? Right now, he's our only link to the connections.
He's next on my list.
That is, of course, the iconic Chris Redfield.
All right, I'm in the mine.
Signal strong. You're coming through loud and clear, Chris. We didn't get much from the first unit before we lost contact, but apparently Lucas turned the mine into his own personal hideout.
How many men did we lose?
3 of our best. Their last transmission was near a lab that should be just ahead. I'm going to need you to check it out.
Got it.
So, the Umbrella Corporation are well and truly back. They have resurrected. And none other than Chris Redfield, surviving member of the Raccoon City Police Department Division of STARS, Special Tactics and Rescue Squad. Also surviving member of the Raccoon City incident, where the Umbrella Corporation's experimental bioweapon, the T-Virus, escaped and turned Raccoon City civilians into zombies, resulting in the entire city being nuked. So Chris Redfield is now working for that company. He is on a mission to track down Lucas Baker, who is connected to a bioweapon. These right here, they're called the Molded. They're part of that bioweapon. So Lucas Baker is connected to all of this.
The lab is just ahead.
Any idea what Lucas is up to down here?
We're still analyzing the data, but it looks like he's been running experiments with an E-type mutamycete.
Let's hope those men haven't become a part of those experiments.
So yeah, Lucas Baker is experimenting with the E00 type, the biological weapon. But yeah, most importantly, as I pointed out, Chris Redfield is working for the Umbrella Corporation on this mission. Still, even with my second playthrough, still haven't quite gotten my head around that fact. We'll see now in just a moment what exactly this new Umbrella's intentions or motivations are.
Get you out of here.
Leave me. It's too late.
We're both walking out of here.
I got news for you.
What?
That's not gonna happen. Oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Now, you can try and take that off all you want, but I'd advise against. My hand might slip and...
Lucas!
Oops.
Oops,
Now,
indeed.
here's the deal, Chris. You don't follow me, and I don't bounce your head off the ceiling. Oh, the same goes for your little soldier brains, too. Adios. Muchachos.
Fuck.
I'm picking up airborne spores. It's the E-type mutamycete. Your mask will switch automatically to rebreather mode. Keep an eye on your oxygen tank to be safe.
So the air has been contaminated by this biological weapon. I gotta get out of here.
Your oxygen tank is at 50%.
Oh. It's very hard to see where you're going.
Don't forget about your oxygen supply. Looks like you're clear of any contamination. You should head back and get that bomb on your arm deactivated.
There's no time. I don't want to give that asshole a head start.
Understood. Just be careful.
Lucas Baker is one crazy individual. As you just saw, he attached a bomb
Your
to
oxygen tank is at 50%.
one of my comrades and exploded his head.
Don't forget about your oxygen supply. Chris, we finished analyzing the data we intercepted from Lucas. It's like we thought. The son of a bitch has been sending status reports on Evie to the connections. Find him and bring him in. We can't let this happen again.
Are you sure you just don't want to recruit him?
Chris, we've been over this.
Maybe the BSAA is convinced. If they weren't, I wouldn't be here. But working with Umbrella is going to take some getting used to on my part.
I know it must be difficult, and to tell the truth, a lot of our members have been with us since even before we reincorporated as a PMC. About all that's left now is the name. let's just focus on the mission and maybe we can continue this conversation when you get back, okay?
Sure, whatever.
So I do want to show a gameplay of Not a Hero, but I also want to keep the title of this video relevant as well, The Resurrection of Umbrella. So with that, as you've just heard there, Chris Redfield is indeed working with the Umbrella Corporation. They were reformed as a PMC. A lot of the original members of the Umbrella Corporation are involved in this company, and Chris Redfield is working with them, and he's naturally suspicious. So with that, I'm going to read this file. Okay, you can see the Umbrella Corporation logo there. So this is a confidential file regarding the resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation. For many of you, this is your first mission with us, so we wanted to make it clear what Umbrella is all about. Though many of our staff hail from the infamous pharmaceutical giant Umbrella, our purpose is to make amends for the atrocities perpetrated under the Umbrella name. This is why we reincorporated as a PMC in 2007. I think this stands for Private Military Company. We will put a stop to not only anyone who is engineering or selling bioweapons, but those who support those efforts as well. We made a mess, to say the very... Can I just jump in there for a second? We made a mess. The Umbrella Corporation, okay, and the original members of that corporation who are now working with this newly reformed PMC was responsible for the creation of one of the most deadliest bioweapons in the world, the T virus, as well as the G virus, which resulted in an entire city being infected and the residents being turned into zombies, flesh-eating zombies. And as a result of the entire city being infected by the Umbrella Corporation's T virus, that entire city and its inhabitants were destroyed. So that's, we made a mess is putting things pretty mildly, I would say. Nonetheless, and now we have to clean it up. By keeping the Umbrella name, we show that we take responsibility for that mess, and we want you to remember that you carry this responsibility with you in every mission. So the Umbrella Corporation has resurrected itself from the dead corpse that was responsible for turning an entire city into flesh-eating zombies, and that city being destroyed as a result. They resurrected from that into this new private military company that wants to destroy bioterrorism and anybody or anything connected to it. And I still, to this day, even through my second playthrough, I just don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Like, why no? Why no? There's original members of the Umbrella Corporation who might have been against the things Umbrella did. Why did they wait now to be against them? I'm very, very suspicious. Of this new resurrected Umbrella. Now I've got a briefing document as well that I might read out. I don't even think I read this originally. So it's Operation Lurkin Fair. Primary mission is to extract Lucas Baker, location Dudley, Louisiana, USA. Baker Estate, threat profile, the molded, alpha variant, others, anti-personal traps, lethal and none. Notes: due to the lack of intelligence and the number of unknown factors involved, Chris Redfield of the BSAA will act as a bioweapons specialist on missions. Location update: recent intel has confirmed that Lucas Baker is holed up in the mines near the Baker Estate. Profile: Lucas Baker, suspected associate of criminal organization The Connections, role unconfirmed, holds vital intel regarding said organization. Profile: The Connections, criminal organization producing bioweapons for sale on the international black market. Can I also point out another thing, and just so suspicious of the Umbrella Corporation and the resurrection? Like the whole reason why criminal organizations are producing bioweapons and selling them on the black market is because of this exact same company. Because they created the bioweapons, and then when the Umbrella Corporation had no choice but to suspend business, you know, because of all the revelations surrounding the company, their creations, their biological creations, got into the hands of the black market. So, you know, this is all down to this new Umbrella. They're responsible for this. Now they're trying to right their wrongs. Anyway, limited intel on size, market share and members. They are the prime suspects implicated in the production and distribution of the E-Series bioweapon. E-Series model Evelyn is present and active at the Baker Estate. Lucas Baker seems to be monitoring her and reporting on her activities. Umbrella Corporation, now a company that wants to stop bioterrorism. It's got to be the most ironic thing in the history of history. So it's important to point out, Lucas Baker is not a scientist.
Someone there?
He doesn't work for, well, from what we're aware anyway, he hasn't worked for the Umbrella Corporation. That's the old pharmaceutical company that was responsible.
You okay in there?
Redfield?
Don't worry. I'm gonna find a key to this thing and get you out of there.
Yeah, so Lucas Baker, he's not a scientist, he's not a researcher, he's not working or has worked for the Umbrella Corporation or anything like that. He's just a psycho, basically, who got himself involved in a bioweapon supposedly manufactured by an organization, a criminal organization called The Connections. So he somehow got involved with the bioweapon and as a result with The Connections. And I was experimenting on that bioweapon. Chris Redfield, now working for this newly formed Umbrella Corporation, is trying to track him down and yeah, don't know how that happened, but I ended up going backwards. Didn't leave the lift quick enough. Okay. So, tracking down Lucas Baker. I'd love to know who exactly the connections are. Like, there have to be a pharmaceutical company. Like, I mean, they can't just be a bunch of people on the black market who got their hands on the Evelyn virus. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, they're meant to be the ones who manufactured. So, like, I'm wondering, are there some sort of opposing company to the original Umbrella? You know, because we've heard about that in the early Resident Evil series. You know, like Wesker wanted to sell. Wesker wanted to sell the combat data of the Tyrant to. Well, he actually wanted to steal. Like, he wanted to steal the Tyrant, Umbrella's Tyrant, to sell to an opposing company. So I'm wondering, are the connections maybe one of those opposing companies? Because, you know, when you play a game like Resident Evil 5 and you hear about Tricell, and, you know, even in Resident Evil 4, like when you have Ada mentioning the agency, like, you just start really realising, okay, there's a lot of companies here at play that isn't the Umbrella Corporation. You know, so by the time you play Resident Evil 4, like, you realise that, you know, the Umbrella Corporation is not the only organisation or company out there. You know, but there's other companies. So, are one of those companies responsible? Sorry, are one of these companies the connection? If you look at if you look at the timing as well, there's something that doesn't stand up. There's something that doesn't make sense. Apparently this new Umbrella was reformed in 2007, which I believe is 3 years after the events of Resident Evil 4, and I don't know the exact timeline here, but I'm pretty sure that the events of either Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, I mean, even if you include Revelations 1 and Revelations 2 in there as well, like, all of these would have happened after the Umbrella Corporation rebranded itself as a private military company to tackle bioweapons. Like, what would be the point then of the BSAA? And how come we haven't heard about them? I'm sorry, Capcom, but I think you may have royally messed up with your timing. I mean, you could have said that they reformed in 2016 or 2015 or something, because I know that the events of this game takes place in 2014, I think. I just don't understand the timing. Like, to be honest with you, again, you know, to get back to the point of this video, which is the resurrection of the it is a gameplay of Not a Hero, but it's primarily a discussion really about the resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation. I mean, I hope I'm not making this video too boring. I hope I'm not repeating myself too much, because I do have a habit of doing that. So let me just start again, I suppose. The Umbrella Corporation.
This ought to do it.
The Umbrella Corporation was one of the largest, if not the largest, pharmaceutical companies in the world. But in the eyes
Please
of
tell me what
the
I'm looking at.
I have
general
no idea.
public,
It's something new. Exercise extreme caution.
you know, it was only just that. It was just a big, massive pharmaceutical company, you know, making different types of medicine. But behind the scenes, sorry, let me just focus on getting this key first and I'll continue. Nice. Didn't even realise I had more weapons. Forgot that bit. Oh, I can't take him down actually. That should do it. Got my key, so I can get out of here now. After I crap. How do I? Oh god. Actually, I might go a lot more in depth with the history of the Umbrella Corporation, because I do want to make this video relevant. Like, this is the resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation, so you have to talk about the birth, death, and resurrection, which is exactly what I'll do. I will discuss the birth, death, and resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation. So, to talk about the birth of the Umbrella Corporation, you have to talk about the father of the Umbrella Corporation. Now, there were 3 founding members of the Umbrella Corporation: Oswald E. Spencer, Dr. James Marcus, and Edward Ashford, or this is Alexander Ashford. I keep getting those two mixed up. Just call him Mr. Ashford. Okay, those were the 3 founding members of the Umbrella Corporation. But one in particular, Oswald E. Spencer, is the man I want to speak about in just a second. So I'm going to balance gameplay with discussion here. So
Everything's all right now.
That's just what he wants you to think. I'm just the bait, and you fell for it.
Oh, shit.
Take the filter. I'm a mask. Hurry.
But you'll die.
I'm dead either way.
That's right, Chris. Why don't you learn?
Lucas! No!
yeah, I think I'll be taking the helmet.
I'm sorry. Lucas.
I don't think Chris Redfield has ever experienced anything like this, or anyone like Lucas Baker. The closest would have probably been his original experience of the Spencer estate, or the mansion incident, where he saw his teammates, his stars teammates, you know, being brutally killed by, you know, what he didn't know. He didn't know what they were at the time, but like, you know, zombies, zombie dogs, and I suppose the betrayal of his team as well. But this is just on a whole new level. Whole new level. So, get back to the Umbrella Corporation, the birth of the Umbrella Corporation, and its father, which I would I would single out Oswald E. Spencer simply because of his motivations for founding the Umbrella Corporation. Oswald E. Spencer was an old and sick man. Well, he wasn't that old back then, actually, but he was a sick man. He was a dying man. He was ill. He was severely ill, okay? Now, we don't know exactly what he suffered from, but he was an ill man. And he just simply did not want to accept his mortality. He didn't want to accept his eventual death. Oswald E. Spencer was a very arrogant and cocky and self-righteous individual, where he felt he was better than God, he felt he was better than death itself, and he did not want to accept his mortality. So from that moment onwards, Oswald E. Spencer set out to create, he set out to find immortality, basically. So one day, Oswald E. Spencer, along with Dr. James Marcus and Dr. Ashford, found a plant that contained a virus. Now, this plant was nicknamed Stairway to Heaven, I think, and it contained a virus. The plant contained a virus that would alter DNA itself. Now, through experimentation and research of this virus, Oswald E. Spencer, along with his two friends, Dr. Marcus and Dr. Ashford, created what would be called the progenitor virus. And at that moment,
I can't wait to get my hands on that asshole.
Just remember we need him alive, Chris.
Yeah.
at that moment and at that stage, Dr. Oswald E. Spencer realized that he had found immortality. And then something else happened inside of this sick man's, physically and mentally sick man's head. Not only did he want immortality, but through experimentation of the progenitor virus and realizing the effects that he could alter a human being's, genetics and DNA, he realized that he could create a breed of superhumans, and he could be the god of a new world. So he saw himself as a god, and he saw the world as he is, and he realized that he could create a new breed of humanity, superhumans that he would be in control of. So with that, when they were experimenting on the progenitor virus, that's pretty much when Oswald E. Spencer, Dr. Marcus and Dr. Ashford set up the Umbrella Corporation as a pharmaceutical company. In the eyes of the public, that's what it was going to be. It was going to be a pharmaceutical company, but in reality, behind the scenes, it was researching biological weapons and viruses, including the progenitor virus. But in the eyes of Oswald E. Spencer, it wasn't just about biological weapons. It was about his desire, his intentions of being an immortal, a god of a new race. Didn't realise that there was traps underneath me, Lucas Baker's traps. So Oswald E. Spencer's intentions were not to create biological weapons, but to become an immortal god of a new world, a world of superhumans. So one of Oswald E. Spencer's first projects was the Wesker Children Project, in which he authorized the kidnapping of multiple children from all over the world, from very intelligent parents. Hello Galaxy Gaming, welcome back. Thanks very much for coming back to my stream. Really appreciate it, man. So yeah, man, I'm just playing a bit of Resident Evil 7, and I'm just talking about the resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation. So Oswald E. Spencer, you know, one of the original founders of the Umbrella Corporation, his only intention for setting up this pharmaceutical company was to use the progenitor virus, which he found, as the key to becoming an immortal, to become a god of a new world inhabited, can't even speak right now, inhabited by superhumans as a result of the progenitor virus. So one of the first projects was the authorization, it was called the Wesker Children Project, where he authorized the kidnapping of multiple children from all over the world, from intelligent families, and he would inject those children with the progenitor virus in the hopes that, you know, he could have his first test subjects of superhumans. Oh, can't see the traps. Yeah, man. Finally snowing, man. I think we're getting that blizzard that was forecast yesterday. But yeah, it's great to see this amount of snow now. Like Tuesday was fantastic. You know, yesterday wasn't that good, to be honest with you now. But today, now. Sorry, I accidentally disconnected my microphone. But yeah, it's great to see the snow now outside. Why is it so dark in here? Strange. Yeah, I'll retry. So, the Wesker project, Wesker Children Project, didn't go that well, to be honest with you, because most of his test subjects died as a result of exposure to the progenitor virus. Now, only one. No bother at all, but listen, thanks for checking out my stream. Really appreciate it, and thanks for the like. And I'll see you soon, man. I'll be on this for a while anyway. Be on this for the next hour or so, I'd say. So yeah, man. Hope to see you soon, and thanks again.
I was talking to.
Consider the video.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So the Wesker Children Project wasn't the most successful of projects. Only two survived, Alex Wesker and of course the infamous Albert Wesker. I'm just having a look around here to see, can I turn on some kind of a light for inside there. Now Albert Wesker would be playing a very important role for Oswald E. Spencer's intentions, because he did survive and he bonded with the progenitor virus, and he did, you know, gain, like, you know, superhuman strength. So Oswald E. Spencer put him in a position in the Umbrella Corporation as a young man, and watched him very closely over the years. Now Albert Wesker didn't know this. He didn't know this until the events of Resident Evil 5. I'm just wandering here now, like, it's very dark inside here. So while that was happening, the Umbrella Corporation continued to exist. Dr. James Marcus was working on projects like the, along with his granddaughter, working on the T. Veronica virus, which was combination of the T-virus and DNA from the Queen Anne. So all sorts of experiments continued with the Umbrella Corporation, while Oswald E. Spencer's intentions to become an immortal god of the world of superhumans continued. But so Umbrella Corporation continued as a in the eyes of the public it was a pharmaceutical company, but in reality it was a company that was engineering biological weapons and viruses, including the T-virus. So in a mansion in the Arklay Mountains, the Spencer estate, which Oswald E. Spencer himself created as a kind of hideaway, as a hideout for research of the T-virus. So this research continued. The T-virus continued to be researched. And one day, one fateful day, as they say, that virus escaped into the surrounding area of the Arklay forest and the outskirts of Raccoon City itself. So a lot of test subjects, which would have been zombies by now, because once someone gets infected by the T-virus, they eventually turn into flesh-eating zombies. So a very dangerous biological weapon, to say the least. So a lot of people were attacked and killed by these biological weapons. So eventually, the police department, the Raccoon City Police Department, sent in their teams, to investigate. But eventually, they had no choice but to send in the Special Forces unit, the Special Tactics and Rescue Squad STARS, to investigate, including this character right here, who I'm playing as, Chris Redfield. So Chris Redfield and his team were sent in after their comrades' helicopter crashed and they lost contact with them. So they were sent in to investigate, and they were led to the Spencer mansion, where they basically found out the root cause of the killings, what exactly was going on in the mansion, and who was behind it all. And that basically was the fact that the Umbrella Corporation were engineering the T-virus, biological weapon that turns its victims into flesh-eating zombies. They were conducting research underground in that mansion, and none other than Albert Wesker himself, authorized lowering the STARS members into the mansion to gather their combat data with these biological weapons. And as a result of this biological weapon, Chris Redfield lost a lot of his teammates to these weapons. So that's just a little history.
I'm open to suggestions.
Of the Umbrella Corporation. I actually forget now what I'm going to do here. So yeah, so that's a long explanation really of how the Umbrella Corp. So that was the birth. I suppose the death of the Umbrella Corporation would have been like the Umbrella Corporation tried to cover up their wrongdoings, so many times. They covered up the events of the mansion incident. Because when the STARS went back to the Raccoon City Police Department to report it to the Raccoon City Police Department's Chief Ryan Irons, nobody listened because of the fact that Chief Irons was actually being bribed by the Umbrella Corporation to keep his mouth shut, basically. So nobody listened to STARS. Umbrella Corporation covered it up, and knowledge of knowledge of what really happened in the mansion never really got out. And of course, the Umbrella Corporation continued to, conduct their research. They created the G virus, a virus that was superior to the T virus. And of course, naturally, that virus leaked into the city, and that became, I suppose, the end of the Raccoon City, because Raccoon City got completely infected by the T virus, and the Umbrella Corporation authorized the sanitation destruction of the entire city because they couldn't contain the virus, and because they wanted to, get rid of any evidence, and because they didn't want to have anybody finding out that they were involved. And that continued even further then with another city, Rockford Island in Paris, close to the European headquarters of the Umbrella Corporation. But eventually, leading up to the events of Resident Evil 4, eventually Umbrella couldn't hide forever, and their activities, came to light, and as a company they were folded. Basically, the company folded, and Umbrella Corporation was no more. And then what's going on? So that was the death of the Umbrella Corporation. But let's not ignore the I suppose the effects, the consequences of the Umbrella Corporation, and what they've done. The legacy, basically. The dreadful legacy of the Umbrella Corporation. Let's talk about that. I mean, yes, the Umbrella Corporation was no more, but their creations got into the hands of the black market. So terrorists, just crazy people in general, anybody at all who wanted to do some serious damage, they got their hands.
Those ramrods should allow you to take down the new white mold variants.
So I have ramrods that can take out those white mold, as she pointed out. These rapid-acting cytotoxic rounds of ramrods, for short, have been developed specifically for combat against fungus-based bioweapons. The bullets excrete a toxin on impact that not only rapidly destroys fungal cell membranes, but also prevents regeneration of lost tissue. One shot will allow for normal methods of attack again. Okay, so I can do more damage. So the T virus, the G virus, the T Veronica virus, and pretty much every virus that Umbrella was responsible in creating. This device adds night vision functionality to the... Well, that's about time. Finally have night vision now. So the destruction of the Umbrella Corporation, continued basically in the hands of, bioterrorists. And then, so that was the death basically. Then at some stage, in 2007, don't exactly know how, but I can only presume that some of the original members of the Umbrella Corporation, who apparently never really supported, the intentions of, their higher ups, maybe they got involved in the Umbrella Corporation because they wanted to study viruses, or maybe because they wanted to tackle terrorism through biological weapons. Maybe they had good intentions, I don't know. Maybe these people didn't agree with covering up the Raccoon City incident. Maybe didn't agree with that, and they were like, look, we want to bring back this company, but we want to amend the many wrongs that they've done. Which, by the way, I don't fall for, but there you go. So yeah, the company, the Umbrella Corporation, was reformed in 2007 as a private military company to... Oh man. tackle bioterrorism and anybody involved. So that was the birth, death and resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation. Now Chris Redfield is working for this company to try to track down Lucas Baker, who is working with an organisation involved in creating a biological weapon, and being the good guys at the Umbrella Corporation are apparently, you know, they can't allow that. So you have to stop Lucas Baker. No power. You know what's strange? I don't even remember turning on the power originally when I played it first. Oh, lads, I'm lost now. What the hell is going on? Must be a switch around here somewhere that I'm clearly missing. Oh, here we go. Wait, what? Oh, crap, I should have paid more attention to... Damn it. Up, down, up. Bit of a classic Resident Evil puzzle there. Up, down, up. There we go. Jesus.
Great.
I think there's more. That's just endless. There's more to this new Umbrella than what they'd have you believe. I just don't believe that they're back, you know, in the name of good. I just don't buy it, like. it now. One hit kill. Nice. God. There we go. That's oh, I think I've completely gotten lost. Fuck. Lads. What the hell is going on? Oh god. Completely lost. What the hell is going on? Oh, lads. Seriously, look what the hell is going on. Yeah, go back up the lift then, I suppose. Or not. go up. That's what the hell is going on? Why isn't the lift going up or down or anywhere? This is ridiculous. Like, I don't know where I am. Like, I'm completely, utterly lost. Chris Redfield is dead. Did. The hell, I don't even have a shotgun. I don't have shotgun shells. What's that about, like? Yeah, there's so much I don't understand about this new Umbrella and about when and even how they've set up. I mean, the BSAA was set up shortly after the Umbrella Corporation. Do you know what I mean? They were set up to combat biological weapons, primarily target biological weapons because before the T-virus incident, people didn't really know what they were going up against. Like Chris Redfield originally had no idea what the hell he was going up against when he, stepped into the mansion. What the hell? I have no idea what the hell is going on here. I'm just completely lost. Escape the storage area. We're trying. Desperately trying. I don't recall being this lost like when I originally played. But yeah, the BSAA set up shortly after the end of the Umbrella Corporation to tackle biological weapons head-on, Chris Redfield being one of its founding members. I think the Umbrella Corporation are a bit late to the party, because they were founded in 2007, and I think the BSAA were set up 2014-ish. So that's years after the Umbrella Corporation reformed itself as a PMC. So that's something I don't understand. Like, why would you even need to set up a private military company? Like, the BSAA are military. So it's like the Umbrella Corporation were responsible for bioterrorism. They were the ones responsible for all of this. They caused the whole thing. So then the BSAA, decide to clean things up and say, okay, we're going to tackle this. And then the very people who caused it come out and say, oh, well, actually, we're going to fix it. We're going to help things. It's just like, to me, that makes no sense. I'm so lost, I don't even care like what I'm doing right now. I just want to get out of here. Finally, like, to put things into perspective here now for a second, right? The Umbrella Corporation reforming itself as a private military company to tackle bioterrorism and anyone connected to it is like ISIS years to come reforming themselves as mercenaries who tackle terrorism. That's putting the situation into perspective here. The Umbrella Corporation were responsible for, well, they weren't responsible for bioterrorism. They were partly responsible for the bioterrorism side of things, but they definitely were responsible for creating the biological weapons and causing, the absolute destruction of the Raccoon City. Umbrella Corporation were responsible for that, and they've got so much deaths at their hand. Like, they're responsible for so many killings, the Umbrella Corporation. Not just the creation of biological weapons, but destructions of cities and people as well. That's what the Umbrella Corporation are responsible for. And now they're coming out saying, oh yeah, we messed up, and now we're a private military company trying to stop these things from happening in the future. So to me, that's exactly the same thing as ISIS, which are responsible for so much terrorism across the world. In years to come, coming out saying, yeah, we're gonna, we made a mess, and we're going to prevent bioterrorism. It's almost like, it's hilarious. You know what I mean? It's just completely hilarious. Like, I don't buy it. Like, I don't think Chris Redfield buys it either. You know what I mean? I mean, he knows his fair share of, he's experienced his fair share of treachery and betrayal. He's Captain Albert Wesker, for God's sake. He's Captain Albert Wesker was the captain of Stars. At the same time, he was working for the Umbrella Corporation, and he was ordered to lure in Chris Redfield and the rest of his team into the mansion to basically kill them off and gather combat data of the biological weapons for the Umbrella Corporation, dispose of Stars. And why the hell am I going backwards now? Jesus Christ. I have no idea where I'm going. Apprehend Lucas. Find the missing 3 soldiers. And he's dead. He's not going to be going anywhere. I've already went up there, so... Oh wait, I don't think I went through this green door, have I? Have I? I have, for God's sake. Yeah, I have to. I think it's the silver door, so maybe. Completely lost there, like. I'm not paying attention to the game. I'm just more kind of obsessed with the mythology of the Resident Evil series. Because if anyone who knows me knows I'm just obsessed with all things Resident Evil, and I could talk about Resident Evil, you know, the whole day, the whole night, the following day, and the following night, and just keep on talking about it. I'm just intrigued, as they say. I'm intrigued by the resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation. Now, I'm not going to give the entire history of the Umbrella Corporation again, but like this wasn't a company that made a couple of mistakes and learned from them. No, this was a company that created the T-virus, the virus that alters the DNA of its victims. And, you know, the Umbrella Corporation, you know, kidnapped its victims and experimented on them. You know, that's the example of some of the things that the Umbrella Corporation did. The virus that they were working on, the T-virus, escaped into Raccoon City, killing numerous people. Eventually, you know, they could have done something about it. They could have worked with the police department. They could have said, yeah, look, we messed up. You know, we were experimenting on biological weapons. Yeah, we messed up. Put their hands up in the air, and they would have prevented the Raccoon City incident. But no, that's not what happened. You know, they had the likes of the police department in their back pocket, you know, bribing them to keep their mouth shut. And that led to the destruction of Raccoon City, because they couldn't contain the virus once it leaked. So the whole city was destroyed. And they also tried to cover that up. And so did they learn from the mistake? Did they say, oh yeah, we messed up completely here, we got to stop doing this? No, they continued researching on the G virus, which was the sole reason, really, why Raccoon City got destroyed. You know, again, killing numerous people. You know, all over the world. Then, like, you know, including Paris. You know, they were still working on the T virus. Like, so it's not a case of the Umbrella Corporation made a couple of mistakes here and there, and behind it all they were good. No, I mean, they were just this sinister company with sinister agendas. They were responsible for some sinister things. And now they just decide to reform themselves in 2007 as a private military company, and I'm completely lost there, like, absolutely lost there. I have no idea where the hell I'm going. and I don't buy it. Because again, look at this. Look at the wording here, right? Look at this. We made a mess, and now we have to clean it up. It's like ISIS coming out there saying, yeah, we made a mess, and we want to clean it up. Like, come on, like, come on, that is just pure bull shite. I mean, of the highest order, like, come on, like. That's not where I need to go. Where do I need to go? Apprehend Lucas. Find the 3 missing. So, oh, they found 2. So, maybe there's a 3rd cell there somewhere. No, wait a second. No, wait. See, you're not paying attention. That's why. That's what's happening. Where did they completely... I actually can't... I've never been in here a couple of minutes ago, but I must have just turned around. I have no idea why. Oh god. I'm distracting myself basically, like. So I can't do discussion videos and gameplay videos at the same time. I always struggle with that. See, like what I wanted to do was I wanted to play Not a Hero and discuss the resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation. But I feel that could be a book or a novel. Like somebody could actually write that, like the resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation, because they've got such a storied history. Like, you know, I mean, to say the very least. I mean, like, how were they even allowed to reform it? That's what I can't understand. I know it's only a video game, like, and there's going to be plot holes in video games, movies, everything. But I'm just like, I just can't get over it. Like, you'd say something like if they, you know, changed their name or something, like, you know. But apparently the reason why they didn't want to change their name is because they wanted to take full responsibility. Like, that's what full responsibility. That's what I can't understand. Why wait now to take full responsibility? Why not these original members, right, of the original corporation come out in 1989, 2000, 2001 and say, look, you know, we can't stay silent anymore. You know, we've been involved in some, you know, seriously messed up experiments. Well, why not speak out then? Why no? That's what I can't understand. Okay, I can't seem to get this puzzle at all. Can't quite figure out what I'm supposed to be doing here, like. Like, you just wait until Resident Evil 8 gets announced, and I bet you I bet you the main story is going to be, why didn't we listen? Why were we such a fool? Why did we trust the Umbrella Corporation after what they did? And I guarantee you the Umbrella Corporation are going to get their hands on this virus from the connections, kill off the connections. Basically, like they're probably using Chris Redfield's talent, you know, to track down Lucas Baker, kill the connections, so they can have the virus for themselves. I mean, I don't care what anyone says, this is complete bullshit. Like, the Umbrella Corporation are not here to save the day. You know? I don't buy that for 1 second. Now, it could be completely wrong, like, it mightn't be as complicated as I'm making it out to me. Maybe Capcom said, look, we'll just change things around. We'll make Umbrella the good guys, bring them back, change them up, they're now the good guys, you know, and Chris Redfield is working for them. You know, I've seen it happen in other games. I mean, look at Mortal Kombat X. You know, when Ed Boon rebooted, not just rebooted the series, as in, like, how can I say, like, not only did he reboot the series in real time, but the actual story of the game in the virtual world also got rebooted. So as a result of that, like, you have Liu Kang and Katana, you know, being Netherrealm zombies, basically. They're the new leaders of the Netherrealm. You know, you've got Raiden completely off his game, and he's now going around conquering realms, a bit like Shao Kahn. So that completely changed things up. Like, so, you know, it's happened before, like in other games. Let me shoot this clown. I like how I'm not even paying attention to the game, like, I'm just talking more about Umbrella than actually playing the game, but yeah. Video game logic, huh? So that's my prediction out for Resident Evil 8, the story anyway. The whole world is going to be how can I say it? The whole world is going to experience the consequences of trusting this new Umbrella, basically.
Hey, you okay? Hang on. I'm coming.
Remember as well, anybody who's played Revelations 2, because it is part of the series, like it might be a spin-off, but Alex Wesker, yes, Wesker, Alex Wesker was introduced in Revelations 2. Now, again, it might be a spin-off, okay? I've said this before and I'll say it again. Capcom are not going to introduce the sister of Alex Wesker, the only surviving member of the Wesker Trilogy project, which was the original project created by Oswald E. Spencer, the original founder of the Umbrella Corporation, for his true intentions, the true intentions of the Umbrella Corporation, which was to create a new world of superhumans where Oswald E. Spencer could be God. So Capcom are not just going to introduce that character and just have her killed off like that and never again talked about. No, they're not going to do that in my opinion. So I think Alex Wesker will make an appearance in Resident Evil 8, and she will be connected to the true intentions of this new Umbrella, and I think that she's going to carry out the ambition of Oswald E. Spencer.
Marquez?
Ooh, wrong move, Chris, old buddy.
What the?
You can die now, Chris.
Fuck!
Oh, I forgot I had to deactivate the lasers or something. Apparently. Yeah, I checked up this morning the gameplay.
You
but I'm
okay? Hang on. I'm coming.
Just too obsessed with just discussing the resurrection of the Umbrella Corporation. And how I don't believe for 1 second that it's as simple as that. Like, oh yeah, we're the good guys now. We're against bioterrorism now. We're against anybody connected to it. Yeah, right. Umbrella Corporation was founded in the 60s, I believe. Okay, the 60s. And the only reason they came to a stop was because they were exposed. They had no choice but to stop. They didn't just say, yeah, we're going to hand ourselves in. No. So they obviously members of the Umbrella Corporation obviously have their agendas. And they obviously have different belief systems than what the average human being does. And they obviously have different morals than what the average human being does. My point there is, like, the Umbrella Corporation, in my opinion, know exactly what they're doing. They're playing the part of the good guy, okay, long enough to be the bad guy again. You know, they're using Chris Redfield, they're using the BSAA, to get close, because they wouldn't be trusted with the virus, would they? If they went out and just got the virus themselves, they would expose themselves way too quick. So, in short, basically, what I'm saying is, I think the Umbrella Corporation are using Chris Redfield, using the BSAA to get rid of their enemy, which is the Connections, which could actually be the original opposing company to the Umbrella Corporation. Get rid of them, get rid of the competition, get rid of Lucas, get hold of the virus. Once they have the virus, they have the power. And let's look at Evelyn. What Evelyn does. Once Evelyn affects a host, okay? Once Evelyn infects the host, then Evelyn has complete control over the host's mind and body. And it's not like the T virus, like where it's just uncontrollable mutation, and just out of control. I mean, Evelyn has the ability to control 100% its host, and there's no real major mutations or anything like that. Well, there is really at the end, but if it's controlled, it's not really. So once the Umbrella Corporation has that in its hand, it has control in its hand.
Hey, you still with us?
Yeah, it's you. Thanks. I was beginning to think we'd been left behind. I think we can get out this way. Luke is a fucking psycho. Not sure what's worse, him or those things.
Yeah.
We gotta get out of here. Over here. We can get out. Up through there. Oh, fuck. You gotta be kidding me. Fuck! 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 Get this thing off me! No!
I don't know about you, Christopher, but I'm getting real tired of playing games.
3 men, Lucas. 3 of my men dead because of you. This ends, and it ends now.
Well, I don't think so. It's about to be 4 dead soldiers in a minute. You're going to fail, then you are going to die.
Okay, we got a situation here.
We're on it, Chris. Head back to the central cavern and wait for further instructions.
Don't let me down.
I'm going to run past the enemies. Oh god.
Chris, good news. Our video logs from the first unit show canisters of liquid nitrogen nearby. You might be able to deactivate the bomb by freezing it.
Where are the canisters?
The storage space in the mining work area. Go through the red shutter door.
So yeah, there's a bomb attached to my hand that I have to remove. By dipping the bomb into nitro oxygen. Back. Still don't have a shotgun. I must have completely missed the shotgun. That's not good, like.
The liquid nitrogen is just beyond that room.
Oh god. Right. Oh yeah. Oh wait. It's late now, but we have to hit the red lumps on his body.
The liquid nitrogen is just beyond that room.
am I going? What the fuck? What the hell is... Oh yeah.
This really gonna work.
Hurry, Chris!
Here goes nothing. That did it.
Take it off before it thaws and restarts.
You know, I'm just thinking something. This whole, like,
Shit!
logic of the Umbrella Corporation reforming itself.
You
Well,
alright, Chris?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Okay,
he
Lucas.
just stuck his hand into
It's just you and
liquid
me.
nitrogen. I don't care what kind of advanced armor you have.
Chris, we're showing a room located behind the shield machine.
Lucas?
It's possible. See if you can get in there to check it out.
Got it.
But you're not going to be able to, well, survive is one thing, like, but your hand is not going to be intact after sticking it into nitro oxygen. That's just ridiculous. So, like, with that, like, I suppose anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? The Umbrella Corporation could be a charity in the next game, you know? This is like Stargate SG-1 here.
Christopher, still with us, I see. Very impressive, my friend. Very impressive. Let's just see how impressive you really are. Christopher, still with us, I see. Very impressive, my friend. Very impressive. Let's just see how impressive you really are.